I tried so hard and I got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Ominous words and lyrics from Linkin Park's song, In the End. Chester Bennington, the lead singer of rock band Linkin Park, was found dead this morning. He apparently hung himself, much like his fellow friend and rocker Chris Cornell, who did that not long ago, probably a month or so. Bennington was only 41 years old. The coroner's office was called out at a home at Palos Verdes Estates shortly after 9 a.m. Thursday, which was this morning. Authorities said they were treating the case as a possible suicide. Later said it was. Bennington's band found success in 2000 with their album Hybrid Theory. I'm twisting. Thursday's always brutal for me. With Bennington's heartfelt vocals and leads the way with his apparently was fueled by a lot of anguish and personal problems that he had suffered. Bennington was open about his troubled life, including an introduction to smoke and pot after his parents divorced when he was like 11. He said that escalated his cocaine use and his methamphetamine use. He also claimed he suffered some sexual abuse as a child. When I was young, he said getting beaten up and pretty much raped was no fun. I can imagine. He told The Guardian in 2011. No one wants that to happen to them, honestly. I don't remember when it really started. Spotting a photo of himself as a child at his mother's house from around the time the abuse brought back all the memories, he said. I remember that stuff happening to me at the stage and not even thinking about how it makes me want to cry now. He says, my God, no wonder I became a drug addict. No wonder I just completely went insane for a little while. The group enjoyed crossover success with 2004 mashup Numb Encore, which combined their song Numb with rapper Jay-Z. Encore, the single, was featured on a collaborative album, Collision Course, and won an award for Best Rap Song Collaboration for 2006 at the Grammy Awards. The news caused an outpouring of grief among his celebrities, especially coming so soon on the heels of his good friend Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. He did it, I believe it was May. Bennington had reported he was singing Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah at Chris Cornell's funeral, which was, for me, everybody sang that song, but I like Jeff Buckley's version. Buckley's version. I think he sang it the best. And, of course, people will all have their choice. And, of course, Chris Buckley, of course, drowned in Memphis, like in that river, I believe. Jeff. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Again, Thursdays. I apologize.
Lots of noises and lots of names. And
yeah, I do. Old school rockers who, if you want to comment on this, give us a call. 239-791-7002. 239-791-7002. Like to hear what your thought is. Chris Cornell, he was 52. Kurt Cobain, I don't know how he was young. All these young rockers are just outing themselves. Then you got this guy, Bennington, who did it. Even Doug Hopkins, a lot of people don't remember him from Gin Blossoms. He was 38. He had a gunshot. That was a gunshot thing. They don't make the old rockers like they used to, man. The old rockers used to be able to hang in there, and the newer rockers, for some reason, can't seem to handle all the strife and all the popularity and all the money. I mean, what makes you go crazy? I can't understand it. You got everything you ever wanted. You've got money. You've got fame. You've got fortune. You've got probably women. I mean, you're drinking the best scotch on the shelf. You can buy good Cuban cigars. I mean, there's so much for to live for. You probably have got a good wife. He had a wife and kids. Chris Cornell had a wife and kids. I mean, what do you get upset because you got a tour in Seattle again or something? I just don't get it with these young guys, man. I mean, but a lot of people, a lot of artists have shot themselves down. So it's a shame. It's a shame that it's gone that way. I was talking to some friends, and we were looking at some of the old school rockers that went that way, that kind of outed themselves, whether they wanted to or not. That's kind of a strange thing. But John Bonham, you know, he partied so bad, he threw up on his own self and couldn't wake up and choked on it. I think same thing happened to Bon Scott. Of course, I don't think anybody died from Motley Crue, but that one guy died like 3 times. His guitar player, he had like a heroin overdose.
Cat or something, was he?
I don't know what he was, but he should have been.
When he
talks
died
about
times,
it. He talks about it a lot on his
9 Lives.
Yeah, he talks about it. It's pretty funny how he talks about it. Let's see who else.
Is he still talking?
No, yeah, he's been.
Is he still around?
Yeah, I think they're making another tour. So
Is that why they call him oldies?
They probably call him a lot of things, man. I don't know. But Terry Kath, I don't know if you remember him. He shot himself. They said that was an accident from Chicago.
Nah, I don't know. Obviously, he wasn't around.
These are the old guys, man. These are the old guys. Hendrix, of course, went out with a needle. Lemmy's my hero, man. Lemmy, Ace of Spades from Motorhead. The rumor goes from Dave Grohl, who was the drummer at the time.
Yeah.
He was playing. I don't think it was Foo Fighters.
The Doors?
No, the Doors. That's Jim Morrison. Yeah, Jim Morrison.
Yeah, he checked out too with a needle, right?
Yeah, I think he did.
But these are all old.
Yeah, but they're the old guys. But like Lemmy was actually at a bar drinking, and he had some pains in his head, and he was and Grohl told him to go to the hospital. And I guess Dave Grohl said he drove him to the hospital. They looked at him, they gave him some X-rays, and said, "Yeah, you got cancer. It's not good." He said, F you, and then he went back to the bar and kept drinking. And then later on that night he died. Man, let me push it to the limit, boy. Yeah. Lemmy. Wow. Ace of Spades. Check it out, Motorhead. They were rockers, boy. And of course, Keith Moon. That was another crazy SO, you know what?
Who?
Keith Moon, man. Of The Who.
Of The Who?
Of The Who. You don't even know. Handful of pills went crazy. He said, I'll show you. I think Ronnie Montrose. Nobody knows that. Ronnie Montrose, because you're rock candy, baby. I'm hot, sweet, and sticky. That's right. That's some old school rock. People don't know about my Ronnie Montrose, man. That's right. Ronnie James Dio was in that band. But there's some guys that you wonder how they're even still around. You look at Ozzy.
Absolutely.
Ozzy, really? Ozzy has 20 lives.
Cat lives, yeah.
You know, Page and Plant, as much as they did their craziness, they're still around, still doing their deal.
Still going.
Still doing. But you know, there's one king of all, and we know who he is.
Who it is?
Keith Richards.
No.
Keith Richards is the Rolling Stone, baby.
The Leather Man.
He does anything. He falls from trees, coconut. He had brain surgery. I mean, he's done it all.
Yeah.
No one's rolled harder than Keith Richards. He rolls hard. He is the epitome of the Rolling Stone. That's how tough he is.
Begin to wonder what it is he is actually.
Hey, man, he's already embalmed. He can't die.
Totally.
So he's good. So it's interesting when you see that, when you see the people that are have made it and some people that haven't made it, and you look at the history of the younger kids that seem to be having a problem. You know, if you're rich and famous and you got all that money, people like us that are just normal slugs that got no money,
right.
we're like, I can't relate to that. I can't relate to that. You know, I can't relate to that. Now, if you're Keith Richards or somebody that's 80 years old,
I ain't got them problems.
No, if you're 80 years old, you've done everything and you've partied your tail off and you've got a lot of money, and they tell you you've got 3 weeks to live and you can't breathe, you can't, go to the bathroom, you can't do anything but just sit there in a vegetated state, then I can understand there's got to be some euthanasia. I am a supporter of euthanasia. I think that if somebody gets to that part of their life where they're very, very incapable, that they should it's their choice, man. It's their choice. Some people say it's in God's hands. So be it. But maybe God will help that Kevorkian thing and just give us a shot and we'll put us out of our misery. So we'll see how that goes, and our condolences to their family, and of course the rock stars are always interesting how they do their thing. So